Yes, I am.
All right.
We need some Blue Raiders.
Welcome to the Simmons Says Show here on Studio 605. I am Jeff Simmons, your host, and Steven Helton already making. You're going to change the whole decor in here. You need some Blue Raiders?
No, I just said that there needs to be some MTSU stuff. I mean, we're in Middle Tennessee right here.
It's not the worst idea in the world. Again, too, this is the Simmons Says Show presented by Mud Bums Family Sports Grills, 507-2867. That is 507 Bums over there on Northgate Drive. They'll be open at 11 o'clock. If you want to get that $10 lunch special, you can either get the chicken tenders, a barbecue sandwich, or a cheeseburger with a side and a drink for $10 at Mud Bums today at lunch, or you can get the meat and three. I think today is ham. If you want to pick between ham or chicken tenders over there at Mud Bums, get 3 sides and a drink for $10. So again, too, catch the Mud Bums for all your lunch. We might be over there before it's also. We might have to call it in.
We were talking. I was like, what do you want to talk about? And you said, well, we're going to do this. I was like, we're going to have to cater in some lunch.
Yeah.
Uber.
Yeah, you kept saying, you said, you just put out for an hour. I said, well, the good thing about this is we're YouTube and Facebook only, so we can go as long as we want.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're no restriction. Nobody's going to come in and say, hey, you got to take commercial breaks, or hey, we got to go to the next show.
As long as we hit Mud Bums every once in a while.
As long as we let go, we can let Mud Bums, Sonic, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, all kinds of stuff. We might sell a ton more sponsorships for the days over. We at Helton's.
You got 3 different businesses. Farm,
Say,
we have all your trucking needs,
I was going to say, you got plenty of business. Well,
kept on the road by Sullins, I literally, in order to get over here, I literally had a truck break down and had to take it to Sullins. Like, I can't get to the show. And he goes, take that old truck out there, get to the show.
I saw that one, and I was like, I kind of thought, is Sullins here? Is that Helton?
Well, of course, no. He wanted to come in and make sure that you did me right on the show.
Understandable. Always the boss checking in, making sure that. Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on here. You're topical in nature as well, but also you're just like the international man of mystery of Warren County, or not man of mystery, but like the most interesting man of McMinnville. Warren County.
I don't know about
that. The moment we put it out there, Patty Clark's commenting on it. She's talking about all the, you were lightning at MTSU, and then I think she was maybe said prom king or homecoming king or something.
For MTSU, yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's what I said. We got this is like an insult. This is like a slap in the face. It's like, pow! I mean, come on. Hey, I tell you what I'm going to do.
What's that?
I've got enough MTSU stuff. I'm going to bring you some MTSU stuff.
You bring some MTSU stuff. We'll put it up. We might have an entire another studio worth of MTSU. We did put him in
Clark,
a Tennessee room.
I need your help here. Marla Cantrell, we need some help. But I've got some good stuff. I'm going to bring you some good stuff.
I appreciate that. But no, I mean, you as you said, homecoming king, lightning at MTSU. In Warren County, we'll see you at the fair here soon. You'll be emceeing in some aspects there. You're a coach. You're a business owner. You're a county commissioner as of right now.
As we speak, yeah.
I mean, you kind of do a little bit of everything. I mean, what you asked me is like, what hat do I need to wear tomorrow? I said all of them, because you do it every day.
So you're bringing up a good point, and I guess my message to people would be. Why am I involved in all this stuff?
Yeah.
It's your job as an individual to make the world a better place. And if you are not striving to make the world a better place, then you're part of the problem. Whenever they put you in the ground, Jeff, people need to say the world was a better place because he lived.
Yeah.
And so I try to live my life that way. That's just a philosophy I've got. And So we try and our softball teams that we've got out Morrison, I try through the fair and what we do there. The reason I ran for county commission was because, at a national level, I can't do nothing. I mean, I can vote for somebody, but at a state level, yeah, maybe I could campaign and get some stuff done. But at a local level. Whenever you break it down and break it down out of Warren County into the 9th district of Warren County, that's Viola and Morrison.
Yep.
I feel like as a county commissioner, that's what I'm responsible for. And if I can save the morals, and if I can save, the direction that little corner is going for, then then it's Scott Rubley's job. It's Christy Ross's job. It's Hines' job. It's the other commissioner's job to save their little corner.
Yeah.
And then we come together as a commission and save Warren County. And then the state representatives go out from there.
Yep.
And so if we can save our little corner, it can spread further. But it's your job as an individual at whatever you're doing. And I know you coach as well, and you help at Boyd and with that, and it's your job to make it a better place for those kids. And if we would all take that philosophy, it will be a better place.
Yeah. Well, again, too, this is another reason why I thought you'd be a perfect person to bring in today. And I guess we could start with the county commission. Last night, some decisions were made, but last week, Warren County made a ton of decisions when it came to the county commission. One that they did not have the opportunity to make was whether or not they wanted to bring back Stephen Helton. In District 9, you decided that this year was not going to – you had 8 years on the board.
That's a pretty good prison sentence. Some people, they committed murder and not had 8 years. So I'm just joking. That is completely a joke. I've absolutely loved my time on the commission. Learned a lot. Made some great friends. I literally some of the friends that I've made will be with me. Lifelong friends now. And I do not. What I'm trying to say, I guess. I'm going to miss that. Yeah. I really am. But there's just some other commitments in life that is taking my attention that are more pressing.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to say, we were talking before the show, and one thing that we did notice last week, because I know you follow the elections pretty closely. That's something that you like to do. When it comes to the county commission, I think there were 20 out of 24 were running again for their spot.
Yeah.
Or back in their spot. Yeah. The only 4 that did not get their seat back were 4 people that just chose not to run.
Yeah, I think me, Donna, Hines, and Gary Martin.
Yep. So they were replaced on the board. County executive wins in a landslide, 5,700 votes for Terry Bell. He actually upped his votes against more competitors this time than he did last time against Jimmy Haley. And so I think there was this idea of whatever the commission was doing and the executive, they were doing it pretty well because Warren County did that. And I think you made the analogy about a baseball team.
Yeah, so just being an onlooker, watching it, and I was listening to y'all's show, and y'all were reading it all off, and I felt like I'd quit the state championship baseball team. I mean, legit. Whenever everybody gets reelected by a landslide, it tells me that you're doing something right, and I was a part of that. I've been a part of that for 8 years now, and so. It sort of hurt my feelings a little bit, hurt my soul a little bit to be like, well, I'm no longer on the team, but yet they're still they've got a lot of stuff in the pipework to still be successful, and so it hurt a little bit, not to be on the winning team there. Yeah,
it seems like now they are state champions right now. They're going to be pushing for like multi-time. They're going to try to repeat.
Terry Bell's going to have some rings
on the rings out there. Terry Bell again too is going to be county executive for the next 4 years, and 20 of our 24 commissioners are still in place. And one of the things that happened last night, and I think that. We can get here, and I want to come back to a little bit about your 8 years on there. But one thing that happened last night that's going to be interesting for these next few years for the county commission is there was a vote. I believe the financial committee met and passed on a resolution that the full board will actually vote on later in this month to give a raise to our county commissioners, potentially taking them up to, I believe, setting them out at – they're setting a percentage of 1/24 of the county executive's salary, which would work out to around $416 a month. Thoughts on that? Now they're giving. Not only did you quit the winning team, you quit it right before you get a raise.
Yeah, jeez. Hey, I wonder if that'll go into effect on September, so I at least get one. I get one lick
one
in.
Check.
One check. It's not about the money.
Nah, no.
A majority. I'm not going to say that there's not commissioners out there that it is about the money. Mm-hmm. But for me, and I know for a lot of the other commissioners, it's not about the money. And some people go, "Oh, y'all do it for the insurance." Yes, some of the commissioners take the insurance. It's not insurance free. You actually you actually have to take the money that you make and add more money to it to get the county insurance to be a commissioner and have that insurance. But it's a tough thing. It's like, how many years did they go without having a raise?
Say 35 years.
35 years. 35 years, you might be due a raise.
Yeah.
But
1993 might have been somewhere. 93 was thrown around.
I know that this has come up a couple of times, and actually, I know whenever I came in as a commissioner, Terry Bell was leaving as a commissioner, and he tried to get it to go through, and it completely failed. And that was 8 years ago. And I do like the idea of it being tied to the executive. So now, how do you vote yourself a raise? Yeah. Oh, I am worth X number. I need a raise. Well, some people would vote themselves an exponential raise every time, and then others would be like, "No, I don't want anything."
I don't feel comfortable with that.
And that's what a lot of it's been. Is I don't feel like I don't feel that it's comfortable voting myself a raise. But the problem that you've got is the time that you spend. Like, I mean, literally, whenever you're in it and there's a controversy issue, like you can days working on something. I mean, you're going and meeting with people that you're not getting, the meeting stuff. I may have a meeting because I was county corrections partnership chairman for a long time. I'd go in and meet with the sheriff or meet with the state. That you didn't get paid to do that. You just did it. Next thing you know, there's 3, 4, 5 hours gone that you didn't get compensated for. And so it's more than just showing up. And that's one thing that I would say to the new commissioners that are coming in, all 4 of them. It's more than showing up to a meeting on the 3rd Monday of every month, and it's more than showing up to 2 committee meetings a month. You got to be involved with the issues, and you got to investigate the issues. And if you want, you can be a commissioner and literally draw a check and show up to 3 meetings, and nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, nobody's going to say anything. Draw your check. Hey, you're good. But if you really want to serve Warren County and you really want to do what the job is supposed to be, it's a time-consuming thing. I could totally have ran another year.
Yep.
I feel like I'd have got reelected, and I feel like I could have drawn a check. But I'm feeling extremely guilty with my time constraints that I've got in my life now that I wasn't giving the commission the diligence that it needed. And being able to attend those meetings and being able to go that extra step, I was just been pulled in too many directions. And so you as a commissioner, it's your job, literally, it's your job to investigate, make the phone calls, and really figure out the issues. And it means more than just showing up to a couple of meetings.
Yeah, and I don't think, let's be honest, the money that we're talking about right now, I think if you do the math on the current salary, you're talking about maybe $3,200 a year. This would bump it up to right at $5,000 a year. I don't, one thing I can 100% know, there's 24 commissioners that are going to be on that board, on that commission, and not a single one of them are politicians for their career.
Yeah, no.
$5,000 I don't think is going to get them to the point where they're like, I think I can kick back and retire on this.
Well, and I'm encouraged.
Unless they're already retired.
That does encourage me because it is enough skin in the game for people to truly want the job.
Yeah.
Because the truth of it is some people have been running unopposed for years, and they've just been filling the seat. And were they the best person for the job? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that they're not, but nobody else wanted to step up and do the job.
Mm-hmm. We had multiple ones even this past time where there was just 2 people.
And nothing against Graves.
Yeah.
Nothing against him.
Yeah.
But he ran unopposed, and they'll stay nameless. Well, I think we should raise taxes $1 if that's what it needs. And it's like, what? No. That's crazy. $1. I mean, we're talking, raising it. I think that time we were talking about raising it like 15 cents or something like that. I think that was the tax increase that we did. But they just didn't have a full concept of what it was.
Sullins calls it monopoly money. when people start getting it like that, where it's like you're spending monopoly money. It's like no, you need to understand you're not spending it. Even when it came up in nonprofits and then it got out there, the city has pretty much got out of it.
Yeah.
And now it's fell a lot more on the county. And of course the county, there's some no-brainers that come out there. When the fire department comes over there, it kind of just feels like a no-brainer. Yeah. But there are some that you just have to pick and choose, and you can see even those nights. Yeah. Yes, no, yeah. And now the thing that's going to happen is, and inevitably that it happens anytime that there's a part of a raise or a contention is, you just brought it up. Anybody that was a nonprofit that got told no is going to say, oh, well, I'm glad you told us no, but you gave yourself a raise type deal. Yeah. And that's going to be the tough one. And I know, and this is where I think yourself, Donna, the four that are on their way out, Hines, and for District 7, Gary Martin. Those four, I think y'all are at least in the unique position of saying, hey, I can vote for or against this thing. Yeah. It ain't for me. Yeah. So I think that's at least it gives y'all a nice avenue to at least approach it in a different way.
It's just tough. I like how they've structured it where it's tied to the county exec salary. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to go through or not. I've not had any phone calls, anybody campaigning for it. You know, but it always comes up on the cycle. Yeah. Just to see if it'll fly. There's some factors that can make their salary go up or down. Yeah. And so by tying the commission to it, I think is a smart thing so that you don't have to necessarily make that decision anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like everything else.
If we grow by another 20,000 people, the workload grows, the challenges grow. Yeah. All of a sudden, we have more infrastructure issues, we have more school issues that, hey, it pulls our attention to it, and so I think and if you compare our salaries to a lot of the surrounding counties, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that was even brought up. Again, you can go read this on the Warren County Way website. It's free. You can see it. Lisa Hobbs wrote it out. And I think someone said that I think Putnam County was one of the ones that was used in there, that they were doing $500 a month, which this doesn't even get Warren County to $500 a month. If it wasn't Putnam County, maybe it was Franklin County on one of those. This was also the idea about tying it to 124th is. There is a question in the comment section that I have to ask you about this. Chris Rippey says, ask Helton if I should get more money for being a Blue Raider grad. We'll miss you, Helton.
Love you, Rippey. Love you, man. Yeah, absolutely. I think because, you're highly educated from a quality university, that, we're super proud of our MTSU grads. So, Rippey, yes, I make that motion right now.
I don't know how much more, but we'll see. You might, have to make that final motion.
That final motion. If you graduated from MTSU, 10% right there.
10% more.
10% more. Absolutely.
That'd be $41 extra.
Hey, it all counts, man.
That's $480 for the year. You'd be in good shape there. Again, too. Connor went.
Thanks, Rippey.
Connor went and just texted too. He goes, I get more money because of that too. Connor's an MTSU guy. So
hey, talk to Sullins.
Sullins could carry on the way to
we're going to take it out of Simmons' pay, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and see how that works?
Because I'm the UT grad.
Yeah, UT grad. Hey, we know who produces this show.
Understandable. We know where the money's made here. Yeah. Again, too. I think that this. I like the idea. There was one question I had, and I don't even know if you have the answer on this one. Was there right at the end? Terry Bell said something along the lines of, "This has to be done before September 1st, because if it doesn't, we can't do it." What's the restriction on that?
It's the cycle, and I can't remember the details on it. I've researched it in the past, and we've talked about it in the past. It's something about it has to be implemented, and I can't
before
there's some kind of deadline out there, I believe. And I don't want to try to even speak intelligently regarding that, because I'm not sure.
I saw that and I was like, I wonder what the restriction was of why it had to be right now. Very much right now, because it does seem like I wouldn't call it questionable timing. I just feel like right after the election, then all of a sudden it's like, boom, we're going to go raises. You might think, but at the same time, it's like, well,
I think it has to be done before the next cycle starts.
Okay, that's what it is.
And of course, nobody wants to talk about that before an election. And so it basically, I think that's before the next cycle starts, it has to happen. But don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert on that at all.
If you put this out 6 months ago, we might have had more people running. Like, I'm gonna get a raise.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, that's again too. One thing that I would say now that you're on the outgoing portion of your commission, you were there for 8 years. What was probably your most memorable moment of being on the county commission? Because I'm sure there's been a few. You've been in the paper a few times. Helton's. If I looked up Helton, you've made some headlines.
So, calling out the road superintendent.
Yeah, going back and forth.
Calling out the county executive.
Yeah, you and Haley went back and forth.
Most memorable, most notable would definitely be calling out the county executive.
Yeah.
I was a freshman county commissioner, green behind the ears, didn't know nothing. I mean, like literally didn't know anything, and was just trying to figure it out. And I was chairman of County Corrections Partnership, which basically was at that time just over the jail, but not over the sheriff's department. It was actually divided. The sheriff's department was the roadside was on the safety, and then just the jail was with county corrections.
Yep.
And we had some bond money out there, and where we had the previous commission, this is before I was even elected 8 years ago, had set aside to expand on the jail.
Yep.
And whenever we got elected, we was going to do the project, and instead of it being $6.5 million, it's going to be $10 million. So we as a commission didn't have the extra money, and so we were trying to figure out where we was going to spend the money. And so the sheriff's department needed some tasers, and they ended up buying $15,000 worth of tasers, and but it wasn't done correctly.
Yeah.
And at that time, Jimmy Haley, the county executive, they had done it, and I don't believe. I'll clarify and be like, I don't believe there was malice in the air, but it was the purchasing process, and we had $6.5 million on bond money sitting out there, and basically, the county executive, he and the sheriff basically went and got the tasers off that money. Without it going through a committee, without it going through anything. And I was like, this don't seem right, because if you can buy $15,000, and I was all about the tasers. Yeah. I wanted the taser. But if you can do that, then what's keeping you from spending $100,000, $200,000 on anything without it going through a committee or anything? So I brought it up, and and it was a pretty good stink, and the county lawyer got involved, and basically at that time, Executive Haley said, hey, I'm doing everything right. The lawyer says I'm doing everything right. And they actually gave me a letter saying he's doing everything right in accordance with law.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the next meeting, full court meeting, as a chairman, I get up and give a report. And so whenever I walk in the door, Charlie Curtis is in the room. And for ones that don't know who Charlie Curtis is with CTAST. He's with the state. He is a great guy that basically you as a commissioner, you go to and ask, hey, what's the protocol on this? Well, he gives you advice. Well, he's sitting there, and I'm like, hey, Charlie, what are you here for? All the man said to me was, there's a young new commissioner poking his nose in some places, and he's probably right.
Yeah.
He didn't say me, but that was enough courage to go, all right, let's see where this goes. So he's sitting in the audience. We get up. I give my commission report, and I basically tell the audience, what had gone on in my committee report. And I said, I don't think this is right. This don't feel right. But if he can spend $15,000 on tasers, then he can spend, if we want to put hot tubs in every jail cell, then we can do that. He can do that. We're spending that money.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, it got pretty heated between me and Executive Haley, and Executive Haley ends up calling the lawyer up at the time and was like, did he or did he not tell you that everything was in accordance to law? And then he called up. Justin was there. He did we or did we not do everything in accordance to law?
Yeah.
And I jump up and I say, and I asked Charlie the same question.
I brought my own witnesses.
I asked Charlie the same. I did. I asked Charlie the same question. And so Charlie, Curtis, being the guy that he is, he Sanders up to the podium and completely defuses the entire situation.
Yeah.
But in essence says if this commission's not voted to spend, if we don't vote to spend one red penny, you can't spend it.
Yep.
And we hadn't voted to spend it. And so, anyways, basically, Jimmy was pretty frustrated at that time, and I remember him going, after Charlie sat down and all that, he goes, well, I need a motion to approve his report, which you don't do that in committee reports. They, on directors' reports we do, but on committee reports you just give a report and go on.
Yeah.
And I stood up. I was like, "Since when did we start doing that?" And he goes, "I just want it done." Okay. And so anyway, he was pretty flustered at the deal.
Yeah.
Come to find out, the next month,
yeah,
we approved the money in full court and got it all lined out and did it. But I mean, just my thing of it is, and I'll say this to the new commissioners and everything. There's times that you just got to stand your guns.
Yeah.
And you'll be backed against the wall, and it feels like, especially me as a new commissioner there, I felt like that the resistance was coming toward me, and I'm like, man, this just does not feel right.
Yeah.
This does not feel right. And the pressure was to give in, and I could have totally give in, and it would have, would have it been an issue? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was right. I knew I was right, and I stood up to it. And so, when you know you're right, even if there's 100 people standing in front of you saying no, you're not, fight your battle. And that's what I'll say about a lot of issues that came through. I brought a lot of different issues throughout my time in the 8 years I was there. Hey, some happened and some didn't.
Yeah.
And what was funny is, in my first 4 years, I wanted to consolidate county corrections and the sheriff. And put it all in one committee. And I fought for that. Me and Ron Lee, I don't know if you remember that or not. Me and Ron Lee, we went and had it, buddy. He had it in safety, and I wanted it over in county corrections. And to me, it made more sense to have it over there. And for him, it made sense to have it there. And we fought and fought and fought. And then finally, whenever Executive Bell got elected, he redone some of the committees, and it got moved over. So I had to plant a seed, and I fought for that seed.
Yep.
It just took 4 years for it to materialize. And me and Ron Lee, we're buddies now. But he fought for what he thought was right, and I fought for what I thought was right, and the commission voted on it, and I got voted down.
Yep.
But that seed got planted, and then here, 4 years later, or 3 years later, whatever it was, I can't remember the time frame there, that it actually materialized and it actually came together, and it's working great, and it's flowing well.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up that, and of course, I mean, those things happen. I think the biggest thing that you pointed out during the middle of that is there's usually not any kind of malice or shenanigans when it comes to spending. It's usually people are trying. It's not like they're saying, "Hey, I'm going to go spend this, but I'm getting some kind of kickback out of it."
No,
it's never that. It's just it's process and procedure.
It's complicated.
Yeah, and I mean, we just had. I feel like we just had something similar happen with the lighting in the school system and all that that happened just last year. And there's nothing again too. I don't think anything was behind the curtains under the table. It was just simply put that we kind of put the cart before the horse and had to make sure everything was done level. But like you said, the bonds and you're getting the bond certification, stuff like that. You want to make sure you're not getting yourself.
There's a process to a lot of it. And my biggest problem, I came 8 years ago. I was coming out of a family-owned business,
Yep.
and if we wanted a $20,000 machine, we went out and bought a $20,000 machine.
Yeah.
And we put it in our factory.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
No.
Like, and
ask.
there's these processes,
You
and
gotta
it's
take
like, was it
bids,
budgeted? Was
yeah.
it not budgeted? Oh wait, there's this window because of this grant,
Mhm.
and you start. I mean, it just gets super complicated, and the general public sometimes gets worked up about something because they just found out about it.
Yep.
But yet, 3 years we've been working on a grant to try to achieve something,
Mhm.
and so they go, well, we didn't know anything about it. It was, where you been for 3 years? We've been talking about it in meetings, and but it never got that, all of a sudden, that traction till right there at the end of, we're approving this, and it's like, man, this feels rushed. Well, somebody's been working on it for years,
Yeah.
or months, or somebody wrote a big grant like. Josh, our new highwayman, man, he is a grant writer. He is with sanitation. The number of grants that we've got through the trash litter pickup. We bought excavators. We bought I think semis and trailers and all kinds of stuff. And he'd been working on it for a long time. And the committee knew about it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, it's time to do that.
Yeah.
We got awarded this grant. It's like, what? All of a sudden we're going to buy a truck? Yeah, and so it's a good deal. Hey, they're paying 75%. We pay 25%. We got a new excavator.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And we can move that into apartments, or we can sell it in 2-3 years once the grant restrictions run out on it. It makes sense. And so, a lot of times there's a lot of legwork been done and it just doesn't grab the traction. And then sometimes you just have stuff pop up like, rock quarries that just all of a sudden smack you in the face, and you get to deal with that.
Yeah.
And you become reactive.
Data centers and
you become reactive versus proactive.
Yeah.
And those have been interesting topics.
Yeah. Of course, rock quarries, data centers, County Powers Act, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You said that that might have been your most memorable moment. What's the thing that you're going to be the most proud of leaving after 8 years?
My legacy.
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 What's the Helton legacy?
So I was printing this
you got
out.
Some notes.
I was actually printing this out. This is fair entertainment.
Okay.
Which is not what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
But I was printing this out last night to work on it, and I actually came across this.
Oh, wow.
And this was a presentation that I did that we were working in the jail. Of course, I've been in the jail on county corrections now for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I came in as a commissioner, we were on a plan of action, and I can say this now, we had porcelain toilets in there, we had jail cells not locking, we had the cameras not working, we had a rough place.
Yeah.
And we were able to use the $6.5 million that was on that bond that we talked about earlier to basically upgrade our facility. I realized early on, after I was talking with the state, the guy's name was Bob Bass, that even if we had built the expansion, we would still not be in compliance.
Mm.
And so at that point, whenever I realized that, I go, hey, we need to spend the $6.5 million to upgrade our facility so that at least our facility can be, there. And so, we worked with Tommy Myers and his administration to get a lot of that stuff going on. And one of the things that we implemented was programs. We wanted to see programs. And my shout out, this is where I need my reelect Jackie hat. I'll put that on. And congratulations, Jackie. Right man for the job right now, honestly. I love Bo. Nothing against Bo. And I told Bo this early on whenever he asked me for his vote. I said, I got to go with what I know is working. And Jackie has done a phenomenal job. But we started implementing these programs. We built onto the jail a records room and created a programs room, and we got that going, and Snap-on tools come out, which Randy England, give a shout out to him because that was his big feather in his hat. He was a Snap-on guy, where they could teach these inmates a trade. And so what we've done over the last few years is we've really encouraged that, and why I print this out is, it says how to grow programs and develop a workhouse. Yeah. That was sort of the vision. And so our goals was to expand and create aid, long-term future growth for our facility, remodel the classroom,
Nice.
the trailer.
Yeah.
We were able to do that. Now we have welding classes, and we have educational classes out there in the classroom in those trailers. So we did that task.
Phase 1 complete.
Phase 1 complete. Build a construction class.
Yeah.
It's done. So our inmates now are able to build like small buildings and stuff of that nature. We're teaching them how to do that.
Phase 2 complete.
Phase 2. Armory.
Yep.
Turn it into a sheriff admin building. So we've able to, the armory, we got them going, and we was able to take over the armory, and the sheriff's department's down there using it, and they're able to put some admin stuff down there, and it's working out, really well. And we can go through this, but
yeah,
basically
every phase.
This this was from 2003.
Yeah.
And it's like we set out this target, and we've been able to just hit continuous things. And so now whenever you're an inmate, before I got elected, I'd pass by the jail and go, that's where they house bad people.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, the truth of it is, me and you are one mistake away from being out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm almost willing to bet, and I'll admit to myself, I have. You might, be more perfect than I am. You've probably done something that would have landed you out there.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. I like how you say potentially.
Allegedly.
And so my thing of it is, the people that are landing in our local jail are not necessarily bad people. They're people that's made bad decisions. And some of that is due to the fact that, hey, they just screwed up one time, and hey, they need some help to not do that again, whatever the situation be. Some of it is they have no guidance at home, or their family life is just terrible, and they really they don't know. They've never been shown. And then, sometimes, hey, they just are in that perpetual rut of, hey, they made bad decisions, and one bad decision has led to another bad decision and another bad decision. And so with the jail, with all these programs that Jackie and them are doing now, is you can learn to weld. You can get your GED. You can build in a house. They're actually putting in an automotive class. So the inmates are actually going to maintain the sheriff's vehicles. Nice. They're going to change the oil, change tires, do light maintenance to them. And so they're going to be able to learn those trades. You've got the Snap-on classes. And then one of the big things that I'm super proud of that he's allowed is the jail ministry. So we actually, Jackie allows people to come in the jail. If you're a member of a church and you want to come in and have services, hey, and minister to the inmates, that you can do that. And he will have to correct me on this number, but last year alone, I think there was over 200 people baptized in our jail.
I feel like I've heard a similar number to that.
Let's think about this. Let's think about this for a minute. Our population averages 290 to 300. Mm-hmm. We had over 200 people baptized in our jail. Some of them, they call it jailhouse religion. Some of it may just be jailhouse religion. Yeah. But you know what? If they're reading the Bible and going to Sunday school in jail, you know what they're not doing? Yeah. Ripping the sprinklers out of the walls. They're not getting into fights. Yeah. They're not tearing stuff up. They're not getting additional charges while they're in jail. Yeah. And hopefully, I mean, it's my prayer that all 200 of them, 200 plus, whatever, that the jailhouse religion sticks. Yeah. And that gives them a place to go, because if Westwood or Central or whatever church is going out there, whenever they get out, guess what they're probably going to do?
Head to the church, hopefully. Yeah.
On Sunday morning, maybe they'll go to church and find that guy that's been coming out there and preaching to them, and whenever he gets out, they're going to go say, "What do you need?"
Yeah. Find a community. Yeah.
What do you? I don't have a place to go, man. I can go back to Mom's place, but that's where I got busted.
That's where the spiral started.
Or I can go back to the ex-girlfriend's place, but she's dealing drugs. Yeah. Or whatever the story is, and the stories are endless. I mean, It's crazy, but it potentially gives them a network to land back.
No.
What you've seen, and 8 years ago, we were overpopulated with 300 plus at our jail. Now we're in the 200s. And we've got capacity within our facility.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, I mean, it sounds like
Why?
from my perspective, it sounds like we're have a community that's not committing as much crime. Hopefully,
Well, and so our recidivism rate has gone down.
That's huge.
So if you look and you do a study, and they've got the numbers at the jail, and Jackie and the guys over there, Kevin, they can give you the numbers. But the truth of it is, if you go through one of those programs, the likelihood of you returning
goes down.
It goes down exponentially.
Yeah.
It goes down. I mean, like it's unbelievable.
Astonishing. Yeah, I've seen some of those numbers. They are. It is ridiculous how. I mean, because the biggest thing is when the numbers that you see when you don't. It's like you're coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
they have nowhere to go.
It's like you're going to be back within a year or within 2 years if you don't figure out a way. But when you see those numbers start getting slashed in half or by 3/4, you're just like, man, this is incredible.
I'm not taking. I want to take zero credit for any of this.
Yeah.
You know, I just happened to be along the ride whenever it all happened. What the drug court is doing, is great. I literally, and I'm going to throw her name out there, and she might get mad at me, may not, but Emily Bolden, my next door neighbor, she was raised right next door to me. Knew her, I've known her entire life. She's a little younger than I am. And she got messed up, dude. And I remember her coming to me when she was messed up, wanting money and stuff. And I've talked to her about it. She's like, I don't even remember that. Yeah. And she ended up having to go through the drug program. And she went through the drug program. She found Jesus. And she is now part of the drug program and a counselor for the drug program.
Yep.
That's what it can do.
Yeah.
The programs are important. That's what it can do. And so I'm so proud of Emily now. And I'll say this to you, Emily Bolden, sweetheart, I'm proud of what you're doing. You're raising your kid right now. She's back in her house that she was raised in.
Yep.
And I hear the four-wheelers and the motorcycles all the time. And she's living a good life now. You know, I think. I mean, that's what the outer persona is. But, you know, she was messed up, and she found a program.
Yep.
And she's now part of the teaching on the program. Yep. And so it's a good thing. And we need not to give up on those inmates that's made bad decisions, because me and you could both be there.
Yep. That's powerful message from Stephen Helton again, too. We're going to tell you a little bit more about Mud Bums Family Sports Grill, which is open. You can go get lunch right now. 507 Bums, 507-2867. Yeah, no. We can DoorDash it, though, 100%. Again, that is Mud Bums Family Sports Grill, presenting sponsor of the Simmons Says Show. We've talked commission. We put the Fair Board hat on. I mean, you're a fair guy too.
Yeah.
And that's
here, let me change paperwork here.
Yeah, I will also say too that if you want to get a little bit even more fair discussion, you can at 5 p.m. tonight, Studio 605, Regan Kelsey.
We got the old Fair Board president coming in.
So yeah, you'll have a little bit more discussion on that. So you can see that tonight, 5 p.m. on Warren County Way. Again, to Studio 605, Regan Kelsey with Back It Up Terry.
Oh yeah, all right.
But so give me a little bit. Well, first give me the rundown. What is your role within the fair? Because I think I know you wear a lot of hats even there, but what would be your like go-to?
So officially they call me the entertainment director.
The entertainment director. So you're the guy that goes out and finds the band.
Yeah.
You're the guy. Yeah. And then this year y'all got
Lone Star.
Big time band there.
Yeah.
What's that process like? Because I see numbers, I see names.
So I just printed this off.
Yeah.
So literally, so the big act, our process, my process for the big act is we normally set a budget, and from that budget, I'll go out and find a list. Sometimes there's 20, sometimes there's 30 names on that list that could potentially come play at our fair. I'll then bring that list back to our board. It used to be that I would pick the guy, and I was like, I don't like that idea. So I actually started bringing 20 to 30 names back, and I send it around to the actual physical full fair board, and we tally mark. literally right next to it. Who do we want? And so we'll develop a top 5 list. From there, they give me the authorization to go out and seek number 1. If I can't get number 1 because of booking or money or whatever, then I go to number 2, number 3, whatever be the case. So, anyways, Lone Star was the pick this year, and we was able to secure them, and so we're super excited about Thursday night. That's our big entertainment night at the fair, and we going to have them be on the main stage. Of course, we've got a local band. I always try to get a local band to open up for them. And the reason being is just the publicity, and it's hey, all of a sudden you put 5,000 people in the stands. Yeah. It's a cool opportunity for a local band. That may be the largest crowd they ever play in front of. And so Not Sun is a local band that's been playing for me for years. And shout out to the guys at Not Sun. They've been playing Saturday night at the fair for years. Yeah. I don't even know how many years. And so I call them up and I'm like, hey man, it's time to move you up to the big stage. And they go,
got the call.
Okay, that's cool. And of course we pay them a little bit because it's all day. Like they got to go out there and be there all day long and all this stuff. And I was like, hey, we're going to put you on the big stage. And they go, you're not going to give away our Saturday night spot too, are you? And I go, what do you mean? They go, well, we've been playing this Saturday night spot for years. We want to play the main stage and Saturday night. Yeah. Deal. If that's in the hey, that's one of those contracts with the artist. Deal. Okay, hey,
Saturday and Saturday.
So they actually do a lot of their own music, and they sort of gravitate more toward some rock and roll type stuff, and of course Lone Star's country. Yeah. And so I was like, hey, you think you could do a few country songs for me? And so their plan, I think, is to do more of a country vibe for opening for Lone Star, and then do more of their original, more of their rock and roll type stuff Saturday night. So,
okay, so there's a little bit.
It'll be 2 different shows. Definitely worth coming to. They're a great band, and they've been playing around the Main Street, and they did fireworks in Morrison, and they did Viola fireworks.
They've been at our sponsor. They've been at Mud Bums plenty of times. So.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, so they're good.
Yeah, they're very, very good. Again, I want to. Do you feel like Sullins might have just stole the fair's thunder when it comes to that, or did he just steal their entire idea? Free is just such a huge thing. Warren County Way, it's free. It's totally free.
Well,
how does the fair? How is the fair able to get somebody like Lone Star, get these bands, but also continuously keep this as a free fair in Warren County?
So, in our charter, our start, it was to be a free fair, and obviously we could rewrite that, we could change that if we wanted to, but we don't want to. The board that's there, we're extremely proud, and we poke out our chest whenever we say, hey, we're one of the only free fairs in the state of Tennessee.
One of the best fairs in the state of Tennessee too.
Do what now?
I said one of the best fairs in the state of Tennessee.
Well, hey, there's
trophies
to say that.
Yeah,
but I don't need a trophy anymore to know that we're the best.
Yeah.
And whenever I say that, people are going to argue, come see what we're doing.
Yeah.
And y'all go try to do what we do. And you say, how do we do it? There's 2 key things that I'll say, but it starts with the volunteers. Mm. It starts with people that are willing to go out, and just like Regan and his family and the board members that go out on a Saturday and mow grass. Clean out chicken feeders and clean out gutters and rebuild buildings and put roofs on buildings, and they do it for free.
Yeah.
They don't charge anything. They just show up, that's the backbone of it. Period. End of story. That's what everything's built on. If we didn't have the volunteers, if we didn't have the Kelseys, the Heltons, the Carters, the Grandys, if we didn't have those people in the generational thing, this is a generational volunteerism. Mm. Like whenever I talk about the Regans, and I talk about the Grandys, and I talk about the Heltons, and I talk about the Carters, specifically for me, mine is my great uncle's name is on the grandstands. Mm. Clifford McLean grandstands.
Yeah.
He helped build the villages, so he volunteered, which got my mom and dad to volunteer, which now has got me volunteering. So it's generational. Steve Grandy, the grandstand, the center ring's named after Steve Grandy.
Yep.
Well, you got Steve Grandy and his wife Carol. They were president and secretary for years, and then you got Becky Bell, Terry Bell's wife. She's on the board. She does our fair books for us. So that's second generation. Her kids. All the Bell kids are out there at the fairgrounds. You'll see them in the Midway booth out there cooking burgers and all that. So there's boom. There's 3 generations. I actually think they're 4 generations because I think Steve's family was involved in it. So I think they're now 4 generations deep in it. Yeah. The Medlins, Becky and Tracy. So Kenneth was a president for a while. Well, they've got Becky and Tracy is second generation. Well, now Hadley is their 3rd generation. Well, Brian just happened to marry into the family. Guess what he did? He got sucked on. He's now in the executive board.
Yeah.
There's how you do it.
Yeah.
And then the next key thing is our sponsorships. I think we couldn't do it without our sponsorship. Dr. Pepper Ball and Company has been one of their key sponsors for years. And we've got so many, and I don't even want to try to begin to name them. That's Crystal Patton's job at this point. She has done a phenomenal job about just expanding our sponsorship committee. And we all of a sudden you can do stuff whenever the community gets behind it, and that raising that money helps out exponentially. Of course, the fair support. So we don't charge a gate fee. You don't charge anything to get in to see any of the exhibits, any of that. Technically, there's no paid parking. Yeah. Any of the paid parking spots is people that have private property that is collecting for like the Exchange Club or something of that nature. Yeah. That's the only paid parking, and that's actually not the fair.
Yeah, it's not. Yep.
So you can come experience all that, but we get a percentage of the carnival.
Yeah.
So anytime that people go out and spend money at the carnival, we get X percent. I'm not even sure what that percent is. And so we take that money, we take our sponsorship money. The county gives us a little bit of money. The money that the county gives us is strictly for structures. So we have to, in order to spend that money, we got to say, we need a new roof on X building, and it costs X number of dollars. Or we're going to put new siding on something, or we're going to pave, or we're going to put fencing up. It has to be on a permanent thing. I can't take county money and go and
get long story. Yeah.
But I mean, that's how you put a winning fair together.
Yeah. Volunteer State says, one of our commenters said, free fair, excellent leadership. Shay Curtis also says, argued just last week with someone about how our fair is the best in the state. I mean, like you said, argue with the wall now. We know how good we are here in Warren County. The Warren County A&L Fair.
Yeah, agriculture and livestock.
Yep.
Agriculture and livestock. So
I think sometimes people forget what that A&L means.
Yeah, exactly. And so we pride ourselves on having a variety of exhibits. We got the sheep, and you got the petting zoo, which is amazing. It gives people hands-on experience with animals that they wouldn't normally see. We've got our dairy show, we've got our beef show, we've got the horse shows and stuff. And so, you can come out, and a lot of these people, you don't think about it. We live in a rural area. Mm-hmm. We live in an area where you think people see these animals and stuff, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at people in Warren County that has never really seen a cow and being able to touch it. Yeah. I mean, literally, you can show up to the Warren County Fair and you can touch a cow. It seems sort of crazy for me, a farmer, but like to a little kid. Yeah. Like for the beef show and the dairy show, they have what they call the Pee Wee show. Literally, you can never have done this ever before in life. Yeah. And you can show up and be like, hey, I want to be in the Pee Wee show. Mm-hmm. They will literally be people go out and find a cow and be like, okay, hey, this little kid here is going to lead this cow out, and they'll get a little trophy for the Pee Wee show. And it just sparks that interest, makes for great photos. And so, I mean, if you're interested in that, there's opportunities, Yeah. And there's the reason the fair is so great, so amazing, so wonderful is that it's a reunion for everyone,
Mm.
and you won't see people for years, or and all of a sudden you go through the Warren County Fair and it's like, hey, wait, there's Jeff. Hey, Jeff, dude, I ain't seen you forever. I come back every year, man. I don't know where you been.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people, all of a sudden you're just walking through and you see somebody you graduated high school with 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you sit and you talk and you catch up and you see their kids, and it's like, this cool experience of everybody coming together. And you got all the food booths, and let me make a shout out right now. There are food booths out there, and I know Boyd's got one. Covenant, I think, still got one. Yeah. Morrison and the Band Boosters, and there's so many other food booths out there. They need help right now.
Yeah,
they need help right now. They need help cleaning. They need help painting. They need help organizing. They need help volunteering to work the week of the fair. They need help. Get involved, man. Yeah. Get involved. Do something to help make the community better, because every bit of the money that they're raising is going back into our community. Like the fair, the fair is taking a very small portion, like $1,000 or something. It's a stupid small number on each food booth, and basically it's just to help pay the utilities, really. Yeah. But these, like the Band Boosters, get involved. Go out there, volunteer, work the food booth. They're taking money and pumping it straight into kids. Yeah. That's their future. That's our community. Yep. Keep these kids in something good, like a band that's going to keep them busy and out of trouble, versus them not. If you don't have that support group, then all of a sudden they're behind the Himalaya. In the bad way. That's the reason we got rid of the Himalaya.
No, I agree with you. Hey, listen, you got to listen to Steven Says over here. It's great. He's making a great point.
I'm going to have the Helton rant.
The Helton rant.
The Helton rant, not the selling. The Helton rant.
I like it. Yeah.
But it's just a great time to be in Warren County, and what these groups do for Warren County is amazing. Go out and support, volunteer. There's opportunities right now, and if you don't know how to show up, if you don't know how to get involved, or start calling. I guarantee you probably could call Morrison Ruatan. Mm-hmm. You probably could call Wes and be like, man, I just I want to get involved. I want to help some way. Yeah. How can I help? Better watch out.
Have you ever flipped a burger before?
Yeah.
Can you flip a burger?
There may be a list exponentially long that, okay, you can do this, and that. You better be careful. You'll be in charge of it.
Have you ever worked a soft service ice cream
exactly.
machine?
Exactly.
Keith Vaughn says something for everyone, something for anybody to get involved with. I think I'm going to actually get a very, very comfortable in the center ring at the fair, is what I hear.
Center ring.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
It might be. You might take the Simmons.
Are you going to start playing the organ?
Maybe a Simmons Says show on the road. Maybe that week.
So awesome.
So
we're.
I don't know exactly where our setup's going to be, but that's where I've heard maybe a little bit of that.
I like it.
I'll be taking that on the road on that week. But yeah, again too, it's something for everybody. As you said, I work with Boyd with basketball, and I know that it's a big thing for Boyd.
Oh yeah, it's
every year. It's a big thing for everybody that's over there that's got the food stands. That that's a portion of what their whole planning for the year could be. That's our big thing. That's going to be our big fundraiser that goes and pays for, like you said, the different things that go on throughout the year. But there's rarely ever a booth over there that's like, well, we're just here to make some profit, and we're just going to we're just stuffing it in the pockets.
Honestly,
and going.
I think the food booths that you sit down at, there may be one that's not. I think the rest of them are all community civic organizations that are nonprofits. Yeah. I think we may have one that's rented out that is an actual business. Mm-hmm. Now the other cotton candy stands and the ones the lemonade stands and Baskin Robbins and all that stuff, they're for profit. They rent a spot and they do that. But the food booths themselves that are down there, that are the permanent structures, most of those most all of them are civic organizations.
Yeah, and there's a lot of those places too. There's some of those places too that are run by very local very, very local organization. I mean, we know that I think was the chocolate dip bananas and everything over there is run by what was like Custom Vinyl or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So you still see some of those ones even when you get over there that you're like, those are all local people too.
Like, I mean, as far as people coming in from out of county, I mean, there's a few.
Yeah, but for the most part, even you'll see faces that, like you said, that you haven't seen a lot before over there, and you can always get those funnel cakes.
Before we jump off of the fair or whatever, one thing I will say, me being the entertainment director, I am currently booking all the bands. So shout out to all my bands that we've got 4 stages total. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't realize this. So I've got a stage down at the Shed, which is Security Federal stage. And that's where I put my bigger bands and all that. They play for free. The schoolhouse stage right there by the schoolhouse, between the schoolhouse and the bank, anybody I put on that, they play for free. Then we have a stage at the main gate where it's like, if you got a guitar, you just sing, not a band or anything. It's just normally one person. We'll put somebody up there. They play for free. Acoustic, yeah. So if you want to, strum your guitar, you can come. Well, I'll get you a chair.
I can't play.
But all those people play, and I don't care. I've always prided myself on diversity. Rock and roll, we have people play Metallica. We have people play country, gospel, bluegrass, everything under the sun. We have theatrics come out and they'll put on some of the Park Theater group. They've come out in the past, and mandolins, dulcimer. We have a guy
bringing out the hammered dulcimer.
we bring out the dulcimer, and and it's just a cool vibe. Hey, they set up on stage, and as you walk by down the village, checking out all of the old buildings and stuff, you got a guy sitting there picking on the dulcimer. That type of stuff. And if you're interested, if you know somebody that's interested, feel free to give them my phone number, 931-607-2028. You can call me right now. Not right now.
Please don't call them right now. We're still in.
You can call me. Send me a text. Really, is the best way to let me know what you got cooking, and we'll get you on. We'll get you on. It's all local entertainment, and I've had bands coming for years and years and years. Sleep Nation is a really good band. They play Friday night. They're the longest running continuous band I've had, and I meant to look last night at some of my old schedules because I've got schedules from. I glanced at one in 2017, 2016 that I've still got that basically looks like that scenario there where I book them all. And I was like, I meant to look to see if Sleep Nation was on it because I have no idea how long he's been performing for me. But Friday night of the fair, Sleep Nation. At Security Federal stage. It's just like, he's like, oh yeah, we book it a year in advance, Yeah.
What are the feelings about the pageants this year? Added a couple new ones.
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're extremely successful with our pageants.
Yeah.
We are. My business. I own a trucking company, and I haul carnival equipment.
Okay.
And so I actually see a lot of fairs because we go in and all that stuff. And you get to talking to some of them, and it's like, well, how many did y'all have in y'all's pageant? 10. I'm like, 10?
10.
And it's like, wow, and so, shout out to Susan and Crystal and Nidra and all of the ones, and I'm missing some, and I apologize for forgetting the names, but they work really hard to put on a great pageant, and it just we train them. In our county, we train them. We train them up. We start them young, and now evidently we go to old. I mean, hey, there's a small gap in there that you get to take a break and work on your craft. You get, there's I don't know. I can't remember the age bracket.
I think you're like 22 to like 35.
You can work on your craft. You can work on your craft there.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of people love them.
Yeah.
Evidently. Mm-hmm. Because one of our largest nights in the grandstands is our first fair pageant, and they absolutely go nuts.
10 people in a pageant, I couldn't even imagine. I've been to those. I've been to fairs to the fair where it took 2 hours to introduce everybody.
Correct.
I mean, it'd be like 60 people in it.
We're we're so blessed. The Lord's blessed our organization exponentially. Of course, we've got great volunteers that push it through. But you got baby all the way up. We actually end up putting them on Saturday night, which killed the On the Road Again show.
Oh no!
Yeah, and so I've not found a hole to stick the On the Road Again show in, and so the On the Road Again show is off the road this year.
Lisa's right down the hall.
She's part of it, and so a little bittersweet. I caught one of the articles in the Warren County Way. It seemed a little bittersweet, honestly.
Yeah. Michael J. Stover in the comment section says, best fair in the state. Michael J., one of those volunteers as well over there that's helping out. I've been very. Have y'all figured out a way to do the pageant that we suggested on the Sports Authority, the Miss Demeanor pageant?
I tell you what,
I still can't believe there was such an uproar about the fact it's like no felonies. And I was like,
time out.
Go ahead. All right, yeah, you might feel different about this.
I feel slightly different.
Okay, because we did have the whole thing we were talking about with the jail.
So I do believe that there should be something called a second chance.
Yeah,
and so I will defend whoever brought up the fact that, hey, they've screwed up in life.
I like this.
And they've got their life straightened back up. And so they actually could be a very good example, just like I was talking about Emily.
Yeah.
Hey, Emily screwed up. She'll tell you she screwed up.
Yeah.
But she's fixed her life and she's moving in a positive direction. So I can see where that person said, hey, I fixed my life and I want to be a part of this. Mm-hmm. And now you're punishing me. But at the same time, what some of these pageants are is pre-sequels to another pageant.
That's usually what it is.
And so if all of a sudden we have
those texts coming in,
if all of a sudden we have a pageant that's a pre-requirements to another, we're basing our requirements off of that.
Yep.
And that's what these ladies are basing their requirements.
It's always a standard it's going to go into beyond anything that happens here, because like you said, anybody that wins here traditionally will go represent Warren County in another fair, whether it's the state fairs of the fair or then becomes the national.
And so that's what we're trying to establish. And you'll actually see this. And I know Marla Cantrell. She was asking, and there was some debate, some challenges in our fair book this year where we were changing canning and changing the quilt entry and how it reads and all that stuff, because if you win at the local level, mm-hmm. we have to save it and send it to the state level. Or or let me back up. You have the option. Yep. If there's certain categories on the state level that we can all of a sudden send your quilt or your canning or your whatever woodworking project to the state competition, but it has to read the same category.
Exactly. Yep.
So we're trying to unify our system so that it all meshes, and so that's that same deal. So so the ones that have the misdemeanors, I get their point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's also consequences for your actions.
Happens.
And so unfortunately,
this is one consequence.
This is one of those consequences for your actions. And hey, if you've got a felon, you might not be able to vote too. That's a consequence. It's not saying that you're a bad person.
Yeah.
It's not saying that you've not fixed yourself. It's not saying that you're not, valuable to society. Mm. But it's saying there's consequences to the actions that you have.
Yep. That's one of them too. Yep, we'll still work on that pageant. Maybe.
So hey, you've got a great facility here with plenty of room.
Yeah.
I think you could move in some bleachers, grandstands area. Hey, if you need a couple of flatbed trailers for some staging, over here at the 605 studio.
Yep.
The Misdemeanor pageant.
Sellings. You hear all that?
Yeah.
We're on it.
Yeah.
On there. Connor's going to run it. We're going to have Connor running all that. So Connor, be ready to do all that. Well, we've already blown past 11:30, which I knew we were going to. So if we're already going to do that, I know you probably need to get some things to go. But last thing, how'd the dynasty do at Morrison this year? You've been putting together a couple of different teams that seem like they win it every single year. Did we bring home any championships this year?
Yes and no.
Okay.
We've again, Morrison. He's talking about Morrison Rutan
Yep.
softball, and so I've coached multiple teams. We've got 3 teams out there actually that we're a part of, and so my son's team, we're in a I think called a building year.
Oh, okay.
We're in a building year.
Oh, okay.
And so we next year should be our year.
Okay.
We were at the lower age bracket of it and playing some tougher teams. So next year should be our year there.
Okay.
And so we're excited about that potential. But my daughter's team is a team that we've held together. So we actually took first place in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then we technically have got second place in the championship, but there should be an asterisk there.
Okay. I want to explain.
Okay. All right. So,
I'd love to know how we asterisk a championship here. Would we not get to play it?
okay.
Or?
So we were number 1 in the season.
Yeah.
And so we got first bye. Or we got first seed.
Yeah.
So we got home team.
Mm-hmm.
So we're home team. And we come in, and the other team, right out the gate, first inning, puts up a few points on us. And second inning, they put 6 up on us.
Yeah.
We didn't answer it on the first. Come back in on the second, and we shut them down, I think.
Yeah.
And then we come in, and they put 7 on us. We had 6.
Yeah. Okay.
We put 6 on them. The lightning fills the sky.
Oh.
And the umpires call a timeout. They have a conference, and they're like, "Will we call the game or not?" And of course, this is after the season's been like this season drug on forever.
Oh yeah, rain and all that.
And so we're 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and so they decided let's continue to play. And so, anyways, we go back in on the third, and again, it's starting to lighten. The sky's starting to really light up. You hear the thunder rolling in. The other little team, they put up another maybe 6, and we come back and put 2 or 3 up. Didn't do well, but we were still in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They come back in the 4th, and Wes actually he runs the show out there, and he goes, 4th is a game, just so you know. Yeah. Anything happens, 4th is the game. If it starts downpouring rain, we get to 4 is a game. And I was like, okay. And so, and we still had all kinds of time on and everything else. And so we come back, and at the end of the 4th, it was lightning pretty good.
Yeah.
And to the point, at one point, I went over and I grabbed a hold of the chain link fence. I was leaning against it. You know how a coach would do. Just leaned all over against it, and I go,
yeah,
I don't think I want to touch that. And that's whenever it dawned on me. What are we doing?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is insane. Yeah. And so I called time, and we were at the bottom of the 4th, fixing to go into the 5th, and I called time. We were down by 4 or 5 points, I don't know. Yeah. And I called time, and I talked to my coaches that was helping me, and I was like, let's leave. Yeah. I said, let's get our trophies and get out of here. The fact that we were first place, second place, it ain't going to matter. Yeah. But if lightning hits this field and we get hurt, it's beyond.
The disaster's not.
We're not playing for scholarships here. We're not playing for a state ring. We're not playing for any of that. This is, literally nobody's going to remember next year whether I won first place or second place.
Yeah, we'll have the pizza party. Don't worry about it.
And so I called timeout, and I basically said, hey, we're going to concede the win to them and let them have first place in the championship, and we'll take second place. So I asked for an asterisk.
Ask for an asterisk. Fair enough. I don't mind that. Yeah, because you want in championship game. Traditionally, I've been out there on Morrison championship nights in the past. Traditionally, there's no time limit, no run rule. You'll play it out. On that. They will do a run rule on that, which I'm always thankful for them.
Last season we run
time limit. Yeah.
We run rule the team, and what was my team got on last year is my daughter's team, and literally it was like second ending and it was 20-0.
Yeah,
And they asked me in an interview afterwards, what happened. I was like, oh, we wasn't going to let up off that team because I'd seen them.
Mm-hmm.
All it took,
Yeah, it
took
inning.
for that little team that I respect. The reason I beat them like a drum was because I respected them.
Yeah.
I was scared of them, and I thought if they ever get one hit, they'll have 10.
Yeah.
And so
this will be 20-18.
Yeah, and I normally don't play that way. I'll just be honest with you. Like if we get close to a run rule, you'll see me back off the runs because I want to play the hour. I'm there for the hour. Yeah. Now other teams out there, other coaches out there, hey, if they can beat you the first inning 20-0, they'll do it. Yeah. And we historically have not been that way. Now I think it changes as you get in the upper leagues, and I will throw that out there. But when these little kids, man,
you just want them out there playing.
You want them out there playing, and you want them catching the ball, and we need to field the ball. And I've had where we've just been beating a team so bad that the umpires are going to call it, and I say, don't call it, just walk off the field. Yeah. And they're like, do what? I said, don't call the game. We won. That's great. Turn the scoreboards off. Yeah. We've still got 45 minutes to play. Yeah. We're out here. How are these kids going to get any better? Yeah. And we'll stay out there and play, and the umpires will walk off the field and they'll turn the scoreboard off, just because that's why we're there.
Yeah, let them hit, let them go out there and field the ball a little bit more. Before we go, maybe this is a stay tuned moment. On this. Is any new anything coming in Morrison? Do we need to break any news today, or we want to just put a little stay tuned out there for potential things that could be coming out at the Morrison-Ruritan Park? You and I.
I see how you're throwing that.
Maybe just a little stay tuned. Maybe a little stay tuned on that.
I've hit fair mode.
Yeah.
So, actually, life's gotten busy. I meant to already started it, but we need another field. Yeah. So one reason that we're playing ball in July at the end of the thing is we've got so many kids out there. Yeah. And all I am as a coach, I'm not actually a member of the Ruritan or anything of that nature, but I see a need. And so I went to Wes and I asked him, can I? And he come back and he said yes. And so we're wanting to build another field at Morrison and make it a three field park. Mm-hmm. And so the idea, the vision is that we would take and we've got the little field and we've got the big field that sort of butt each other. Yep. There's a little corner over here. Mm-hmm. We're talking about building a training league t-ball field over in that corner. So we're going to, and it's something I've got to get on because it'll slip past me. But we got to get some people, and I told him that I said I think I can get the volunteers to do it. Yeah. And so we're looking for people that's interested in doing the dirt work, doing the grade work, doing laying stuff out. People that are good with that type of stuff, and see if we can't get that before next season. Because I mean, literally, my daughter, here, she's a fourth grader. She had 9 o'clock ball games. Yeah. 9 o'clock. Dude, we're night owls. We're good with it. We'll stay out there at 11, 12. But, dude, these kids are falling apart on us. I mean, like, some of them, 8 o'clock's their bedtime. Yeah, they're trying to start playing ball at 9.
They're digging the hole in the field just so they can go lay down.
Yes. And so what Wes has promised me, and I'm going to hold him to this. Yeah. He said, you build another field, and I can promise you, we won't have no more 9 o'clock games.
There you go.
And he said, in matter of fact, it'll open up a whole hole so that we can schedule rain-out games throughout the season.
That'd be nice too.
And we had such a rainy season this year that it was tough. So that's our hope. That's on the vision board. Yeah. And if I can get, again, I'll throw out my number. If you're interested in helping build the field at Morrison, I want to do it with all volunteers. I want, all of the materials donated. I want all of the stuff so it doesn't cost the Ruritan anything, because, I mean, they're, again, this civic organization that doesn't have money just to throw at stuff. Yep. And so if you want to be a part of that in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you can reach out to me at 607-2028. Or you can comment here on the thing, and we can get your information.
We might be able to put out a little story about that too.
Yeah, and it's on our vision board, and hopefully we can get it accomplished before next season. But we just have to try to do it. I mean, the kids are there.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to what I was saying about the band boosters. Keep these kids busy with activities, being at the ballpark where they want to go. Like my son, heck, I could say, hey, son, you want to go to the ballpark, watch some games? We ain't even playing that night.
Yeah.
And it's there. Or right after a game, our game's over, we had a 6 o'clock game. Hey, his buddy's playing a 7 o'clock game. We end up being out there all night watching games that we're not even a part of. But guess where the kid is?
Yeah. At the
ballpark. There's parents at the ballpark. There's people watching them at the ballpark, so they're not getting in trouble. Worst thing they're doing is throwing a ball and hitting a car or something, It happens.
It
but
happen.
it could be a lot worse.
Happen. Yeah.
It could be a lot worse, and that's where you want your kids, involved in that type of stuff, because if not, they're sitting here on a little device doing this number and they have zero social skills. They have zero problem solving skills. I mean, and that's the thing, is like that emotional roller coaster. I can remember my son, in the last game that we played, it wasn't looking like we was going to win it. And he was getting all frustrated, and he was getting all, I was like, Denton, it's okay.
Yeah.
I said, go out there and play your best game.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there and have fun. Why are we doing it? And that's the biggest problem with sports today. Period. End of story. Biggest problem is mom and dad are too competitive, and I'm this way.
Yeah.
I had to catch myself. My wife had to correct me.
Yeah.
But I mean, we get too competitive on these rec leagues. Dude, why are we here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're going out here to watch your kid play ball. It's supposed to be fun. But yet we're yelling, screaming, cussing our kids because they messed up. It's okay.
Yeah.
What does it matter? It doesn't. And I remember when I first started coaching, I was yelling at a kid, catch the ball, throw the second, throw it to second, throw it to second, throw it to second. They threw it to first. I'm like, well, my wife, this is a true story. She walked up the fence. She goes, you put that hat back on. You don't ever take it back off.
Yeah.
She goes, what kind of image are you showing those children? They're watching you.
Yeah.
And I've had my hat off a time or two before, but normally I don't throw it on the ground. I'll sort of settle it back in and gather my posture.
My dad's pointed out anytime I get really frustrated.
Yeah, you start rubbing
I do this. Especially if I'm on the sidelines of the girls' game and I don't have my hat on, you'll see a lot of the. Yeah.
High school, I think
it's a little bit different.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
And what I mean by what you're doing at the high school level is there are collegiate people looking at those kids. Those kids, I know my niece Nene, because she played with y'all, she developed a great work ethic, and she developed a great sense of ownership and a great team spirit and all that. And she got phone calls, and she could have went further because of what y'all instilled in her. And you're playing at a different level there. I'm talking about Morrison Rotan, Midway. I'm talking about Centertown. I'm talking about whenever we play these rec league balls, basketball. I'm talking about,
7 and 8 year olds.
We're playing T-ball. Why are you cussing that kid?
We're not making a team today.
Hey, this happened. I kid you not. This happened this year. We were out there at Morrison, and we were playing this little team. And this little girl, boy, I can't remember what now, got a hit, got second base, and lost their hat or sunglasses about 3 steps away from the base. And the play was still going on, but they thought time was called, and they actually walked off the base to pick up their sunglasses or hat or whatever. And the parent said, "Get the back on the base." And it's like, what?
Wow.
I mean,
and everybody just stops at that moment. It's like,
and I think my wife said, you said uncalled for really loud. But yeah, it's uncalled for. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, we want the trophies, and we want. I've got a fridge that's got a bunch of trophies sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
But what are we teaching these kids? We have the opportunity to show these kids, and it's more about just the game of ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to teach that, but it's about the camaraderie with their teammates. It's about learning how to work with others. Disappointment.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we all don't get to win all the time.
Yep.
Facing disappointment and feeling that, and then knowing that the next year we work harder so we don't have that disappointment.
Yeah. And they're a little bit part of the community too, because all these places,
Yeah.
all these fields and these places are, like you said, second, third, fourth generation players at Morrison, Midway, Centertown, all these places. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. This has been Steven Says here on Studio 605. Presenting sponsor, Mud Bums Family Sports Grill, 507-2867. You can give them a call. Go pick it up through the drive-through window, or go in, take the meat, get a meat and 3 plate, get a lunch special, or go over there tonight where they'll have half price apps, 2-for-1 drinks, and all kinds of fun stuff at Mud Bums tonight on Tuesday night. Steve, this might just be a precursor for things to come before it's all said and done over here.
Hey. You never know what's going to come up with me, man.
Yeah. I know what's coming soon, some MTSU stuff.
You daggum right.
I told Dad, I was like, hey, we're going to make some room over here where you've designed all this.
But
he's bringing some,
because there's some MTSU people in Warren County, I can promise you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we'll have to work that in. Thank you so much for coming today. I am Jeff Simmons. He is Stephen Helton. We will be back on the Simmons Says Show Thursday, 10:30 a.m. The Sports Authority will be tomorrow night, 5 p.m. from Studio 605. We will have Jimmy Walker, Coach Jimmy Walker, recent inductee of the Warren County Sports Hall of Fame.
He's a good dude.
Will be joining us. And again, tonight, Regan Kelsey will be on Back It Up Terry from Studio 605. Appreciate y'all.
See you, man.
Politicians, yeah, they ought to be alone.